I was not particularly happy with this hunt. A few of my off-recording runs took about 3.5 minutes, and I knew that uploading a video that took longer, I would get a bunch of, "Hey, get good" comments. But you know what? I don't care. Monster Hunter is a game, and it's meant to be enjoyed. And more than anything, it's a cooperative experience. So if someone ever says to you that, "Oh, I hunt better than you," then I say, the hell with them. There's nothing wrong with karting. There's nothing wrong with hunting inefficiently even. As long as you're having a good time, let that be the most important thing that you go for. With that said, let's go to the demo. Okay, for this demo we're going to be using the Great Sword. This is a favorite from a lot of hunters, and it's also a really great solo weapon because of the massive damage that it can deal out. For this hunt I'll be using my Bye Bye Kaiser set, which I'll put a link for up above. This gives me Punish Draw so I can do KO damage with my draw attacks, Fast Sheath so I can sheath faster, Critical Draw for more critical hits when I do draw attacks, Sharpness +1, Evasion +1, and Focus. I'll be using the Diablos Greatsword. Unfortunately, I did not hone it for power because I just haven't had time to actually play the game. But I do recommend honing this particular one for power. You'll see a large increase. Some people ask if I use the Circle Pad Pro, and I've actually started Monster Hunter with 3G or 3 Ultimate. So it was always target camera for me. So I actually don't use Circle Pad Pro, and I don't use a D-pad on my touchscreen either. I'm just using the L button. But play however you like. Everyone's got their own style. So I thought I was going to take off the tail, but like what happens sometimes is if you try to charge too close to a monster, when you jump into that motion, you'll move a little forward, and it could throw you out if you accidentally get caught on the hit detection for their tail. So something to look out for if you're using Greatsword. Don't learn to judge your distances and don't get too close. Otherwise, that happens. Now, the beginning of this hunt is a great example of just not feeling it. Getting trapped in a corner like this, and I was just doing really bad, and it happens. My advice is that if you find that things just aren't flowing good, you can't see things very well, just get the heck out of that corner and move out. But at least I ended this in style, and I was able to do my parkour or jump off a wall and do a mount on Zinogre, so. But all's well that ends well, I guess. Now, because he's not charged, I generally want to be going for his head here. So hopefully I won't miss. And I've covered in my tutorial, but with Greatsword you really need to make sure that when you're doing the first triple charge, you don't overcharge. Otherwise it loses power and actually becomes the strength of a level 2 charge. So here I've got some distance, and now we can hunt a little bit better. Well, soon. Yeah. So here's, well, like I got a little too close, and you notice how my hunter got pushed away. It's another example of me just getting way too close on my charges. So just be careful of that. Now that punish draw that sheath control gives is great because you can knock out monsters like that. And the Greatsword is powerful enough that you don't always have to go for a triple charge. If you want to go in there and just do a draw attack and then get out of there, that's fine as well. And to the people who left a lot of comments on my online etiquette video, when I put on there constant sheathing as being something that was really bad to do, of course I was not talking about Greatsword. It's part of the mechanics of the weapon. I was talking about stuff like for switch axe or just sheathing after you do one attempt, and, you know, excessive sheathing, so to say. So the bad thing about this Greatsword is that it's got bad sharpness, so you just want to make sure you sharpen up if you get down to white. I was hoping for a trip here, but I didn't quite get it. So a lot of times you're just going to be drawing into a triple charge and either sheathing after that or going into the strong triple charge. Sometimes it's nice to mix it up though. If you want to do like those side swipes that I was doing or slaps like that, I find that it makes the hunt just a little bit more interesting and fun. And of course, really high level play for Greatsword has you knowing before a monster turns around, you know where their head's going to be, and you set up a triple charge before they even get there. But that's not what I'm doing here. I could do it on some monsters, but I'll be honest, I can't do it on all of them. It takes a lot of practice. It's really fun when you get it down, but, you know, don't hold yourself to a standard that's too high in the fact that you get stressed out. Just have fun. The reason why I'm standing here is I want him to fall asleep. For a sleeping monster, any physical attack you do does 2 times damage. Bombs do 3 times damage. Of course that means that it's always better to just place bombs, but like now, I know he's about to die and I want that tail, so I'm going to cut it off. Enter hashtag feels good. I probably should have charged here, and you can see the small monsters, they like to show off that they're not insignificant sometimes, so always good fun when they get into the hunt. Okay, and there you have it. So the Greatsword is a lot of fun. It's super powerful. You can get some pretty fast hunt times, especially if you're soloing. So if you haven't tried it out, go for it. And happy hunting.